Hey guys, welcome to 4 Kids in a Farm. My name is Aaron, and today we're in the garden. It is just early enough that we're going to be hearing lots of egg-laying chickens going on in the background. So if it's your first time being here, welcome to the channel. My name is Aaron. My wife and I, Rachel, have 4 kids on a 5-acre farm here in California, and we are working really hard on growing our own food. We're pretty new to gardening, and we're going to spend most of our day in the garden. And I wanted to start out with the question of what are some things that you like to grow in the summer. It is July, it is hot, we're having 100-degree days here, and there are spots in our garden that we haven't put things in the ground yet. And there's parts of our garden that we're ready to dig up whatever plants are there. They've given us what they're gonna give us, and we want to keep this garden rolling. As you can see, I am wearing my Naked Hog hat. Thank you, Wes and Angie, for sending this to us. They also sent us some sweet potato slips that we really want to get in the ground. They got here yesterday. They're a little bit stressed. We soaked them in water. Sweet potatoes is one plant that does really well in the heat. And so we want to take up these garlics that we've had planted since last October, and we want to replace the garlic bed with those sweet potatoes that we got from Wes and Angie. If you guys do not know them, they're a phenomenal family living in Louisiana, growing their own food. They are really growing their market garden and doing a really good job. I'll put their link below. One of the things we want to do is to take up these garlic. This is red Russian garlic that we got from Baker Creek. We didn't grow enough garlic. Next time we are going to have to grow probably 5 times this much. We kind of cheated. We pulled one up just to see how it was, and it was really potent and garlicky, for lack of a better term. This is a hardneck variety, so this is really good for storing. So garlics you can use for the scapes. We cut off the little scapes and we use them, and now we're ready to fully harvest them. So I'm going to take these out, and then we're going to prepare this bed for the Naked Hog sweet potatoes. So some other really warm weather loving vegetables that we plan on growing are some Hoss Tools Burgundy Okra, and we got a spot over here by the sunflowers. Say hi to the sunflowers. I cannot reach the top of my biggest sunflower. These guys are cruising inches a day. So we have this bed over here that we want to plant okra in. It's got that devil grass or crabgrass that we need to remove, and we need to prepare that bed. And it's starting to get so hot that I'll bring the kids out here later this evening and we'll do that. And with that okra, we're just gonna direct seed it. And I'll come show you over here. We have some other areas that the plants that we planted just didn't come up. And we've got some Hoss Tools Bella Rosas that we're going to plant. And if you guys are interested in any of these seeds, I'll put a link below and you can check them out. If you order seeds from Hoss Tools, use the code COGHILL, because that will get you a free packet of 50 seeds, the Bella Rosa seeds. Jason from Cog Hill just raves about them. So we are gonna use, you see we have these kind of 2 rows where nothing but weeds grew in these little pockets. We are going to plant some Bella Rosas in there. And then we also have this spot over yonder. Over here, this is where we want to plant some sweet corn. I'm gonna get the kids, they're finishing up chores and a little bit of homework, schoolwork, and I will get them out here later to put these seeds in the ground. But since I've got some time right now, I'm gonna pull up these garlics and we'll go from there. Now, I'm just gonna set them out here to dry or cure. This is a perfect spot. It gets a lot of sun throughout the day. Let those dry off. We'll clean them up, and then we can use those in the house. And then I guess what you're supposed to do is keep, as you're using the garlic, just keep the largest bulbs, and then you can plant those for next year. We could use about 5 times that much garlic for our kitchen and to keep for next year's garden. And so we'll have to order some more. Maybe we'll try some different varieties, but we've already tasted this one, and the Red Russian is a very, very good variety. I'm gonna clean up this bed here. I'm gonna till it up, make sure the drip hose is in the right place, and then we can plant those potato slips. Okay, so I've got 2 varieties that Wes sent me. One is a blue sweet potato and the other one is a Japanese white, I believe. So I'm gonna just use this bed. I'm going to plant the blues on one side, the Japanese ones on the other side, and we're gonna see how these guys grow. And once again, new to this is our first time ever planting sweet potatoes. We are trying everything out and finding what works for us here in Northern California. You know, it's not the same everywhere, and not everything's easy to grow, no matter what they tell you. We're always trying to fight those negative thoughts of you don't know what you're doing, or you planted at the wrong time, or you planted the wrong variety, because being a gardener, you just learn as you go. And we are just having fun making the mistakes, learning to grow new varieties, and it's eye-opening. It's fun. Our kids, everything they've tasted out of our garden, they have loved it. And that is the most exciting thing for us, is that we are perpetuating that in our kids to try new things. Even if you fail, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means that you try next time, or you try a different variety, or you grow at a different time, or something like that. You know, these are all kind of mantras that we're telling ourselves as we are trying to become better and better gardeners. And by the time we're 60 years old, we'll probably know a little bit more, and we'll be more confident in our gardening. But I still think you continue to learn and grow as you have a garden. I'm gonna give this a good soak, and then I think I'm gonna call it an afternoon, and I'll wrangle up the kids later this evening, and we'll plant the other stuff in our garden. So, okay, so evening's coming up pretty quick. We're gonna split into teams. We have the 2 seeds that we're gonna plant.
Tomato.
The Bella Rosa tomatoes. And
the other one.
What is it?
I don't know. Okra.
Okra. Have you ever had okra before?
No,
I've never even heard of it.
I think we're the only ones that have had it, so.
They're the only ones who have heard of it too.
It's
I
good.
haven't had it.
Oh, okay.
He's the only one who's had it.
We just have some extra space that we want to plant these seeds, so we can have a rolling harvest going on with tomatoes and the okra. We should have planted those a long time ago, but luckily they plant really well in the summer, so it ends up being a perfect time to plant them. So who's going to be on Team Tomato?
Me. Team Tomato.
Okay, AJ and I are on the okra.
Well,
Sweet.
I'll be on Team Okra.
Okay, all right, I got another okra guy. Okay guys, first of all, sorry about the breeze. as the hot air rises, the cool air comes in, and that's one thing about living where we live. It cools down in the 50s at night right now, and so any wind sound, we apologize. So first thing that we have to do is we've got to dig up these devil weeds and pile them somewhere else, and then we'll make sure that the bed has a little bit of fertilizer. We'll get some of our chicken manure from over here and bring it in, and then we'll plant these, and it'll be the fastest thing we've ever done because we want to get inside for dinner. So ready, set, go. Team Okra is not the team to be on. I think we got the hard job. They're just chatting, planting those tomatoes in the already prepared soil. We still got lots of work to do. So we'll do a little magic trick. Totally just kidding. This took way too long. It took us into the night. All 6 of us were working on weeding this bed, and the crabgrass that is in there, there's such a huge volume of roots and just organic matter. We had to end up getting our meadow beast in here and just breaking up the soil and relieving, breaking up the roots, busting up and then pulling it out by hand. It was, Team Okra was not the team to choose yesterday. It was miserable, but luckily tomatoes went in easy, and then we got to finish this up. So let's get that planted real quick.
Okay, babies, let's do it.
So we planted the last of the okra seeds, and sunset in perfect timing. So, anything you want to add?
I lost a tooth last night.
You did, huh?
Yeah.
It has no teeth. Was it that one? Oh. Hey, can you go in the sunflower forest? You guys, this is my favorite part. Well, one of my favorite parts of the garden. But I do love it because the kids love to go in the sunflower forest.
Okay, it's an ideal place for hiding.
It is so cool.
Just have to get a bunch of green on, and it's ideal for
Yeah.
These things are huge. Like, we're gonna grow these every year now because the kids love to go in the jungle.
Maybe we should make, instead
They're
of
so cool.
Instead of a corn maze, we should do a Hoss sunflower maze.
I know, huh? Oh, that's a good idea.
But they're gonna have to be planted like right next to each other.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
Hoss, these things are awesome.
These guys, they're so cool.
If Hoss is watching this,
These are awesome.
yeah.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
They're so tall.
Let's go see.
My hand. Whoops. Oh
My
my gosh.
hair is kind of soft.
Look at that. These things are huge.